Good morning, pop culture. We are live. It is November 2nd, 2018, and it's a little thing called Friday. It's 8:06 a.m., and it's time to start the last Good Morning Pop Culture. So yes, folks, Good Morning Pop Culture has come to the end of its run here on this channel. But we're going to move it over to its own channel. So for those thinking the show's over, it kind of feels like it. It has kind of run its course. But it will go on its own channel for a little while and see how it does there. So if Good Morning Pop Culture can make it on its own, well, it was meant to be. It's like New York. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Well, if you can make it on YouTube, and Good Morning Pop Culture has, well, then it can make it on its own channel. So that show's success is determined upon if everyone checks it out over there. So the link is in the description. And I suggest you guys subscribe. We only have 1,500 subscribers. This channel has 70,000 more. So actually 74,000 more, but that's no problem. But yeah, the people that watch this show, it's a lot smaller of a group of people. And so I don't want to cancel the show outright because it is underperforming, but I want to give it a chance to go on its own and see what it can do over there. And in the meantime, I also want to use this channel to, or use videos to make this channel grow again. So it's an interesting time. It's a commencement, the end of one thing, the beginning of another. So we're going down an interesting path over the next couple of months. And we'll see how Good Morning Pop Culture does. So let's see where we are in terms. Okay, so we got quite a while away before we start. So last night we came off of episode 147, World Class Bullshitters, which was a good time. It was a very good time. I think a lot of people miss out on the irony of our name. They assume it's going to be just a bunch of stupid stuff. But when we really get into it, we break down some of the deeper things, some of the deeper problems with entertainment. And I thought we had a really great discussion about Disney and how you can't just go up and buy goodwill from the fans. So it was a good time had by all. So if you haven't had a chance, go ahead and check that out. All four of us were in rare form last night, which is a positive. And then we had World Class Bullshitters After Hours. So if you listen to our Patreon stuff, well, then you got us to talk about, or listen to us talk about a lot of gaming, a lot of fun stuff. I enjoyed it. The other guys enjoyed it. It was refreshing. And then afterwards, we talked business. In the business, we talk about what interests you. So we figured out, some of the things we're going to do, some of the t-shirt designs. We made a couple agreements. We also worked out some of our scheduling stuff. So we now know what we're doing for the rest of the year here on World Class Bullshitters. And it's going to be an exciting time. We have a little fan club idea, a couple of things that we can make happen. So this channel is all about the community. Every day it grows. So we're going to come up with some new, unique things to blow the competition out of the water. And what's the competition? Everybody. Mainstream media, Netflix, everything. We're going head-to-head with everybody because unlike those shows, unlike those channels, you can't really talk to them. You can send an angry tweet. You can send a long-form letter. But at the end of the day, somebody in the mail room is just going to toss it to the side. You can always contact us. So make sure you guys go back and catch our shows live when we do them because it's a fun experience. It's a very interactive experience. And you can listen to Dion call himself a male feminist and how I rip his ass apart for saying such a stupid thing. So where are we at in terms of viewers? Whew, pretty low. It's going to be a long morning. I better chug a gallon of coffee to get this shit start. Oh, my God. I can't believe Ben Stiller apologizes for playing Simple Jack. That kind of stuff pisses me off. But no, we want to talk about this Lucasfilm merger, how it finally has paid off for Disney. We want to talk about all sorts of things. Last night I talked about A Nightmare on My Street, which was the lost Will Smith music video that has been found. And it was only rumored to have existed. Some people remembered it. Some people did not. If you go back and you read the comments section of that video, you listen to people go on and on about, oh, I like the other version of this video where Freddy Krueger's in it. And they think it's, a different video for the same song when in reality it's actually, a whole different song. Get Ready for Freddy by the Fat Boys. So I know a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. But back in the day, movies had songs. Remember how Will Smith always had those movie songs? Well, they had those before Will Smith movies. Sometimes they sucked, sometimes they were good. You had Dream Warriors by Dokken, which kicked ass, but you also had Get Ready for Freddy, which did suck. So the movie song has kind of faded out. Unique original music has faded away. Every once in a while, you'll get a fictional character that has a memorable theme song, sort of like Wonder Woman or the Avengers or Captain America. But back in the day, everybody had a theme song. Everything had a theme song. It's just part of the identity they've chosen to wipe away for the homogenization of entertainment. They've taken the easy, quick route. Oh, we'll just use some incidental music. Like wrestlers, they all have generic, interchangeable themes now. Back in the day, they had catchphrases in their music, different ways to get you pumped up in the crowd. I think characterization of anything is important. They don't do that anymore. It's always about just getting stuff out there. And in bad entertainment, it's about being a vessel, a vehicle for ideology. And in good entertainment, well, they just seem to gloss over those things. Even something as iconic as The Dark Knight, while it has a memorable main theme, overall, it's just ambient noise and Pip farting on a snare drum. So the music has died. But that music video, I digress, it was fantastic, and you guys should definitely check it out. So where are we at in terms of viewership? Okay, we're halfway there. We're halfway there, which is cool. You guys know the rules. Same rules are going to apply on the new Good Morning Pop Culture channel as well. So we will wait. So make sure your notification bells are turned on if you want this show to continue. So let's see. I already checked up about I already know all about the Smash Brothers stuff. We talked about that last night on the World Class Bullshitters After Hours over on Patreon. We were all going to buy the game, but now it just is better. See, Nintendo knows how to do it. Unlike a lot of games or a lot of things in general that want to just give you enough to make you buy the next thing, the Nintendo products come out and they're like, holy shit, we're going to bombard you with quality entertainment. And then if you want more, there is more, but you get a complete story. Like, I actually went out and bought the Zelda DLC because I thought it was going to be good. The game itself was great. The DLC, I wasted $20. But it was more story, more missions, more whatever, and I just didn't enjoy them as much. I thought the story was very good. Now, with Smash Brothers, you get more fighters and stuff like that, and I'm always down to pay for more characters. Never more maps, never more attribute stuff. I hate when you can buy your way to the top of a game. Like, I've watched Dan and Phil do that shit where it's like, I'm not really good at this game, so I'll either play it on the easiest difficulty or I'll buy all the upgrades so I can just kind of win as easily as possible. But the best part is when you play them in like wrestling games, they kind of suck, and it's real easy to beat them if you actually train. So the moral of the story is be better than me. No, in reality, though, the moral of the story is try to be better. Always try to be better. In life, this channel, everything, you always try to be better. And it pays off, too. I don't know why people always want to take the easy route. Jonathan Hurst, thank you very much for your super chat. Morning, Jeff. Mareth Dioline, more rhymes today? Oh, my God. That dude is the limerick king of world-class bullshitters. And last night we had quite a few Mareth Dioline limericks, which always make me laugh. They're always a good time. It's funny how each of the three channels in the Fandom Menace have their own unique identity. There's 1,000,001 Jeremys. We have the limericks from Mareth Dioline, and I have 1,000,001 different names for myself, too. And I don't know what Ethan has. Ethan has stuff. There's a lot of that stuff, though. But yeah, the rhymes last night were insane. They were crazy. I loved them. I had a great time doing the rhymes. And it's nice to make me laugh. Because a lot of times we get messages that are just flat out stupid. Not necessarily like the super chat messages, because people pick those very carefully. But we'll get a lot of dumb, basic messages in the chat. I'm just like, I'm okay. Especially during our Halloween stream, which, by the way, part 2 I didn't take down. YouTube just doesn't let it become searchable on our channel, so you guys will have to check that out. But people kept screaming, "Are you awake?" I'm like, I'm watching this fucking movie. It's like they couldn't hear my microphone. And I was just like, oh, no. But I did make it through every movie. Didn't pass out. It's funny. People thought, oh, he's going to fall asleep by the 5th movie. I made it through every damn movie. I even took a dinner break and you didn't even realize it. But if you had a chance to join us for the all-day stream, it was fun. We're going to do another one on Saturday, December the 1st. We're going to be doing Star Wars. Yes, all 6 of the original good Star Wars films. So if you want to listen to us, if you want to get in on that, well, become a patron and you can join us for one movie, not the whole day, because we found that once we get too many people here, it just becomes a clusterfuck of noise and going into business for yourself. But we will do that. We'll have that on Saturday, December the 1st, and we're going to watch episodes 1 through 6 in order. So if you guys love those movies and you're dying to say something new that hasn't been said about it, join us for those streams. It's going to be a good time had by all. Now, don't forget the 10th of November, which is next Saturday, is our Veterans Day stream. So if you're out there listening, if you're like our friend Salvador or Sketch Therapy or anyone else who's out there who's served in the military, join us 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're gonna have a fun stream, a way of saying thanks, and just a way of enjoying entertainment and hearing a different side of how you consume entertainment. Jeff the Ironwolf, thank you very much. Morning, Jeff. Just bought Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. Great strategy game, and the replays are breathtaking. Should check it out. I'm thinking about getting Red Dead Redemption to stream on the Twitch channel. So I don't really know how Twitch works, but if we could figure out how to monetize that and make it a thing, I would do that at night. I feel like it would be a lot of fun, and you guys can dictate who and what we shoot in Red Dead Redemption and or Grand Theft Auto. I mean, the games are full of NPCs, so we could have a very good time taking them down a peg. Plus, I like to play director mode, and I do some really messed up stuff. Like, I'll take a jerry can and just like empty it out on somebody and then shoot the bullet and then get a call. Never mind. You join us on Twitch and see how crazy it gets. I'm a Grand Theft Auto aficionado, trust me. How can we be a part of the veteran stream? Well, if you're a veteran, all you have to do is email me, worldclassbs@mail.com, bestmail.com, and I will send you a link the day of. As I said, we will start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so expect us to send you the link around 7:40-ish, and we will we'll talk. We'll get acquainted, and then we'll start the show. And that'll go on for probably about 2 hours. I feel like if we figure out exactly the time of all these things, we can be structured but have a good time, and that way we don't ramble. Now, speaking of a good time and being structured, I finally settled down and got the thing you guys requested so much, and that is the P.O. Box. So right now, here is your information. If you missed last night's show, well, here you go. So here's the World Class BS P.O. Box. So you can mail us something. WCBS Show, 975 Enright Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, P.O. Box 5069. And that will remain on the screen. And starting on this weekend's videos, I will be putting this in the description of each video. So you don't have to message us and ask us what the P.O. Box is. You just got to go to the link in the description and follow it that way. And you guys, anyone who sends us anything, we will make a video about it and give you a big shout out. We may do it live. If we get a bunch of stuff, we'll do a super duper live stream about it. But if you guys are willing to do that, then we want to make sure we repay you back and give you the proper thanks and respect you deserve. We did that for our friend Stephen Morgan out of the UK with the Batman the Animated Series box set. It's sitting here in the office, so now it has a home. But it wouldn't have been possible without him. So as always, thank you to everybody who helps out the channel in your own little ways. We appreciate it. And yes, that is a burning fire truck, or excuse me, a burning mail truck. I couldn't think of a good image, so I thought of that. What else is world class? A burning USPS truck. Now remember, folks, these go directly to me. So if you want to send Dion like horse meat or mannequins or things like that, you'll just have to pay me for his address, and then I will let you mail them to him. Oh no, we'll give you his maybe Dion will get himself a little P.O. box. It'll be fine. But yeah, this is our official World Class Bullshitters P.O. box. I don't know what live stream movies we'll be doing outside of Star Wars. This month, we really, really need to focus on building the channel again. It's been fun for the last 2 months with live streams and all this crazy stuff, but it really has hurt us. So I don't know about when we're going to go live again. But I do know that we have quite a few videos planned and in the process of being made. We'll always go live with the podcast on Thursday night, and then on the weekends we can do some movies. I do want to do the Indiana Jones trilogy. I do want to do a couple of the Star Trek films, the good ones. Maybe Jurassic Park, because people seem to like that. Maybe we can play a game. Change my mind on Jurassic Park. I don't like the movie, but I don't dislike it either. It's just okay. Maybe a couple listeners out there can watch it with us and make me understand the power, the beauty, the majesty of Jurassic Park. Because right now it's just a movie about dinosaurs that's supposed to be scary, but it's not. It's supposed to have a climax, but it doesn't. I don't really understand the pomp and circumstance around Jurassic Park. But if you do, we can make that happen. It could be a lot of fun. But those are some of the movies we're going to do. No more horror. I'm burnt out on horror, all things horror. No more Twilight Zone, no more Tales from the Crypt, nothing. I am burnt out on all of that stuff. It's like, when you binge drink. After a while, you're just like, I'm done for a while. I binged on horror. I binged on Halloween, Michael Myers, all of that stuff. I no longer need to watch. I left every Michael Myers Halloween Facebook group because I'm so tired of, like, you got the guys that have like the shittiest Michael Myers suits. Like, hey, what do you think of my suit? And everyone's like, it looks so real and great. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Then you got this one girl who dresses up as Jamie Lee Curtis, but she doesn't really like. Basically, what she does is she dresses up and then she photoshops herself over the movie frame, but she's the wrong size and looking the wrong way, so it's really stupid. But everyone's like, that's so cool. And then everyone's like, so if Michael Myers was real, would you like to meet him? And everyone's like, yeah, I'd love to high five him. I'm like, he would stab you in the chest. So I really overdid it with all my exposure to that franchise as well as just the holiday in general. So, boom, I am done. But we're going to move forward into some new interesting territory. Also, in new interesting territory, the 22nd, which is Thanksgiving Day, is supposed to be episode 150. That will not go live that night. I'll be at Thanksgiving dinner, getting ready for Black Friday. I have a wrestling show to go to, all that stuff that weekend. So we're going to try to figure out a time to do that episode. Maybe we won't do a live and a recorded one. It'll just be a recorded one for everybody. But I'm going to try to get all the other bullshitters on. We're going to be talking this weekend, and we're going to make sure that everyone's schedules line up. Because for episode 150, we want a shit show. Episode 100, we had some guests. It was a shit show. So let's go for an even bigger shit show. People are trying to talk about Jurassic Park. I don't know. I'm glad you guys like it. Again, I've never been one to try to shit on people for enjoying something that I just don't get. Sometimes there are stupid movies like Avatar. I just don't know how anybody could like that movie. But I do understand watching something as a kid and liking it and being wowed by it. And then you watch it as an adult and you still kind of get that feeling. Well, I didn't have that for a Jurassic Park. It'd be like showing a 30-year-old Star Wars, like Return of the Jedi or something. They're like, Well, no, that's just me. So where are we at? Oh, man, only 150 viewers. This show, man, I really want this to go on. But you got to hit that number, especially on the final day. Got to hit that number to hit the goal. Oh, by the way, I will be covering some Doctor Who stuff. One of our listeners is going to hook me up, and then I'm going to be reviewing Doctor Who and how woke and progressive and how great it truly is. And the only reason I decided to do that is because I heard about the Rosa Parks episode, and I thought, God damn it, no. And before anyone out there says, you don't even like Doctor Who, I do. From Eccleston on, I've seen most of the episodes. I got the Blu-ray box sets for some Matt Smith seasons, David Tennant action figures, Doctor Who t-shirts. I just don't talk about it. I don't dress up as a damn TARDIS or a Dalek or a Cyberman or a Santorin or any of those things. Doctor Who is a fandom I like, I respect, but I've quietly left because the people in it are just kind of, kind of iffy. But I will show you guys, I did a Doctor Who series of trading cards years ago. Let's see if I can get these to load up for a moment. They were a lot of fun. There were 12 Doctor Who trading cards, and in the front they were the Doctors, and on the back you put them together and they made the TARDIS. And I remember those were expensive to get printed, but man, they were cool. And I sold most of them. It was fun to go back, and it's always fun to go back and look at some of this old artwork. Well, I don't have a set of the cards, but you can see some of the drawings I did. God, I used to think Instagram filters were so cool, and now I look back, I'm like, Jesus, man, can you just show the artwork by itself? No, Jeff from 2014. No, I cannot. But here we are. So there we go. There's Matt Smith, David Tennant, Tom Baker, Christopher Eccleston. We even did a Peter Capaldi. So we were some Doctor Who people. And there's, what is his name? William, God, his name escapes my mind. The first Doctor. But Tennant's my favorite Doctor. Always will be. Such a good actor. Jessica Jones, he was a good actor. And that's all. I've seen him in Doctor Who and Jessica Jones. That's all I've seen. But I would watch David Tennant in almost anything. All you got to do is tell me what he's in and give me a time, and I will. I'll go check out the show. Oh God, a quesarito. I don't look at Taco Bell this early in the morning. I don't think anybody ever wants to look at Taco Bell at any time. You don't really look at it. You just eat it. You accept Taco Bell. It's not a good food that you're proud to eat. You just go, oh, okay, well, I'm eating Taco Bell. It looks like shit. It smells like shit. It tastes okay. Where am I at in my life? I'm a grown adult, and I eat Taco Bell. I feel like you can get away with Taco Bell up and through your teen years, early college. But once you hit a certain point, it's time to move up in the world. Maybe Chipotle, maybe Del Taco. Del Taco's good. Del Taco is a classy Taco Bell. And if you're not fortunate enough, like me, which I'm not fortunate enough to have it in your area, well, damn it, you know. Let's see. What about Peter Davidson? Who the fuck's Peter Davidson? You mean like the Ariana Grande guy? Let's look and see what's up with him. I think Pete Davidson. Let's make fun of a celebrity. Let's see. Ariana Grande did not like Pete Davidson's joke about marriage. Okay, well, I can't believe I'm going to use the Huffington Post as a source, but let's check it out. Pete Davidson made a mock wedding proposal to singer Maggie Rogers in the latest Saturday Night Live promo, and his ex-fiancée, Ariana Grande, did not seem happy about it. The promo released on Thursday featured Davidson and Rogers, who is this week's musical guest, as well as actor Jonah Hill, who will be hosting. Okay, so this dopey bitch could have married Ariana Grande? Good for him, I guess. The fact that he slept with her is impressive to me. But here we go. You guys can check this out. The fact that he slept with her is impressive, but I don't get it. So let's see. Here's a transcript of the joke. Hey, Maggie, I'm Pete Davidson, said in the clip. Want to get married? No, Smith replied, shaking her head. 0 for 3, Davidson said to the camera. The joke, of course, is about Davidson's brief relationship with Grande. The two began dating in May, just got engaged in June, then called it off earlier this month. Shortly after the clip was released, Grande fired off a series of tweets, including this one. For somebody who claims to hate relevancy, you sure love clinging to it, huh? While she didn't mention Davidson by name, it seems pretty clear she was responding to the promo, especially given that she liked this tweet. Oh, Hollywood. Oh, celebrities. You bitch just like the rest of us. Actually, you're more petty. Let's look into this. They began dating in May, got engaged in June, and called it off in, I guess it's October, because they said earlier this month, but this article came out on the 2nd. So unless they called it off yesterday, let's find out just for journalistic integrity's sake. No, they called it off in October. So, oh my God, I can't believe we're covering gossip. So yeah, folks, if you meet somebody, the moral of the story is get engaged the next month. Tell the world how happy you are, then break it off. I mean, at least they didn't get married like Kim Kardashian for what? 72 hours? Or no, was that Britney Spears that got married for 72 hours to the guy from Seinfeld? Okay, it was Jason Alexander, but it wasn't the guy from Seinfeld. But Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson, wow, that's all I can say. I don't even know who Ariana Grande is. I know she's a singer. I don't know any of her music whatsoever. If you said, Jeff, I'm going to play you 3 of her top songs, I'd go, I don't know any of them. I don't know any of them. But I guess good for him that he was able to be with her. I don't know. Just because she's good looking doesn't mean she's good to be around. Believe me, you can find a lot of attractive people who are pieces of shit. You can also find a lot of people who are great to be around. So it all depends. And, there are great looking people who are great to be around. It just depends who you are, what kind of charisma you have. Apparently, Pete Davidson had the right charisma, but Ariana Grande had no patience. I'm glad people are happy that I don't know who Ariana Grande is. I just don't give a shit. There are so many things out there that I don't care about. Avatar sequels, Disney World proper. What other things do I not care about? Well, if I bought it, I care about it, so I can't look at my shelf for examples. See, that's my trick. Whenever we talk about something, I need examples. I just slowly roll to the side. I look over, and I pick a movie off my shelf, and I either praise it or just use it as an example. But when I'm looking for something to shit on, I don't have oh man, I hate. There's a stack of Blu-rays. The stack of Blu-rays include Fletch, Vacation, Predator, Star Wars, Creepshow, and then 2 Ray Bradbury novels. It's like I hate. Nope, I love all those things. Well, then I hate this row of video games, including WWE, Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, Rayman. No, I don't. I love Grand Theft Auto 5. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't use an example of that. But what do I hate? I don't know. It doesn't matter. She wished death on her fans. Oh, what a classy woman. Not. I'm glad I looked this up. I'm glad I looked this up now. I did. Phil tried to show me SNL the other week with Aquafina, and it was garbage. And then over the weekend, I heard Adam Sandler's new song, and I hate to say it, I liked it. I liked the new Adam Sandler Phone Wallet Keys song. I listened to it 3 times. What if, as Star Wars and everything that we've loved gets shittier, Adam Sandler gets funny again? I know it's a stretch. I know it probably won't happen, but it could. If you would have told me 10 years ago, Jeff, all of your favorite stuff is going to suck, I'd go, no. And, no, it does. And Adam Sandler is putting out funny content again. I'd go, no. Because 10 years was what? Don't Mess with the Zohan, which looked dumb, and I never watched it. I think the last Adam Sandler movie I saw that wasn't on Netflix was probably, oh my God, what was 50 First Dates? 2004? That was it. That was the last one I ever saw. Observer Dude, thank you very much. Gary Kurtz thought it was bringing back the Death Star in Return of the Jedi was derivative. Your thoughts? Well, I did think it was derivative. Now, as a kid, I didn't think about that stuff. Let's be honest. When you watch movies as a kid, sometimes you just don't think about it. You don't really read the crawl. You don't pay attention. You're just kind of there for the big experience moments. Back when it was but back when I was new to Star Wars, which would have been 1996, so technically Return of the Jedi was still the newest film. Back when that was the case, I was really into that film. I liked it because, Han, Luke, and Leia were there fairly early in the story. There was a lot of action. The good guys won. I wasn't one of those kids that disliked Empire because Vader won and all that stuff. No, I liked Empire quite a bit. I used to watch that one a lot because Han Solo was in the opening. The other 2 movies take 40 minutes to get to him. There was a point where I just wanted to watch Han Solo, so I'd watch Empire. I'd get my little figures out, and I'd watch the movie and play with them. And, I survived the carbonite freeze, and I escaped. Dumb shit like that. But as you grow up and you start watching the Return of the Jedi again, there are moments of greatness. There are moments of classic film right in front of you, but you also realize just how similar it is to what came before. And I think the novelty of Star Wars and the groundbreaking nature of a lot of these genre films are what captured the imagination of people. And once you kind of lose that, you don't really have a movie that stands the test of time. The first 2 Star Wars movies do, but once you get to Return of the Jedi, and you see that Death Star 2, you're like, okay, well, the Empire lost the Death Star. Why not try something else? I mean, yeah, you could try to get into the whole fansplaining thing of, well, it was really just the first day that they used the Death Star, and then it got blown up, so they wanted to attempt to do it again. And you're like, okay, but it's still not as impressive on film. Well, it's bigger. Yeah, so what? Well, blah, blah, blah. Look, Gary Kurtz really was the key to getting Star Wars to be respectable. Once you took him out of the scenario, you really got dumber Star Wars. And yeah, I will say Return of the Jedi is dumber than the other two. Doesn't mean it's a bad film. The puppetry is great. The effects are great. They're the best of the three. Like they really mastered the whole not stop motion, the whatever the way the official name of the way you did the ships. They mastered all of those things by the time they got to Return of the Jedi. But they did one cardinal problem that other Star Wars movies have had. Too many different things they cut to during the ending of the films. Like I said, the first one is just the Death Star. The second one is the Vader fight and the escape from Cloud City. And then the third one, it's the ground battle on Endor, the space battle, and then Luke and Vader on the Death Star fighting. And you keep cutting to those three things. And while the movie makes sense and works and is a good film, it just becomes too convoluted. And then you throw in another Death Star and a planet full of little teddy bears and things like that. And those are, I guess, what makes the film original, but there's nothing groundbreaking. And that, yeah, the Death Star is derivative. It'd be like, for example, in the Avengers, they open up the portal and they fight in New York. Awesome. The battle in Sokovia is slightly derivative of that, another faceless army. I think with a team like the Avengers, they're always going to have a nameless army for them to fight, which makes each final battle a little less impressive than the one before. For what works in Infinity War is the stuff on Titan. I don't care about the stuff in Wakanda. Even by the time everyone, like Thanos snaps his way over to Wakanda and Thor stabs him in the chest and all that, that is cool. But the stuff on the ground with all the characters, again, it worked the first time, and it's just a law of diminishing returns. So I'm hoping in Infinity War Chapter 2, whatever it may be titled, it's not us fighting a giant, faceless, nameless army once again. Chitauri, Ultron bots, those black, weird creature things that are almost Venom, but they're not. That'd have been a cool twist. They were an army of symbiotes. Damn it. Why can I rate this shit better on the fly than the people in Hollywood can? Probably because, rights issues, and they just don't want to do good stuff. I have not seen Ivan Ortega's new trailer yet. If it's new, I haven't watched it. I've been busy. You got to understand, I went all day on Halloween, tried to sleep, do some work yesterday, and then I did the show, and now I'm back to making videos today. So I got a lot of shit to do, but I haven't had a chance to check it out. But I will. Ivan's a good dude. I'm going to have a lot of guests on the channel soon. Maybe we'll get Ivan to come back on and hang out. To our friend Sketch Therapy, contact me over on Patreon. Maybe we'll do another one of your fan film live streams as well. I never said Return of the Jedi was the worst film. I don't think it's the worst film. Of the original three, I do. But for me, it's 4, 5, 6, 3, 1, 2, Rogue One, Solo, and then the other two are so bad they just get 0 null scores. Yeah, I've heard about the original ending of Return of the Jedi. I don't necessarily like that either. See, I don't dislike the happy ending. It's a fine ending. I just do think the Death Star's a little derivative, and I think the rebels should have not had the Ewoks on their side. Maybe a different type of creature, but the cute little Ewoks to sell toys and make cartoons of were just stupid. They were the Porgs, the BB-8s, all that stuff. I don't think R2-D2 and C-3PO were created to sell toys. Maybe they were, maybe they were just marketed like everything else from Star Wars. I don't look at them and think, oh, cutesy. I think of the robot from Fritz Lang's Metropolis, and then a trash can. And then Star Wars maintained its own identity. Oh my God, come on, people. 16 more viewers, and then we can start the show. I don't think there's ever been I think we have a shittier ending to this show. What TV shows have terrible final episodes? You know what? Let's look that up. We'll do a comparison. Okay, Google. What TV shows have terrible final episodes? Okay, 16 beloved shows with terrible finales. Dexter. This is like Dexter. It starts out great. We had our Trinity Killer season over the summer, and now we're in season 8, and Deb is dead, and Dexter's on a boat throwing her body into a hurricane. Yeah, those are sentences. Those are sentences. That 70s show, yeah, that show had a fucking terrible ending. God, that 70s show actually is ranked #1 for the worst ending of all time. The Pui's here, folks. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, the Pui. Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Pop Culture, the last day. This isn't Google's ranking. This comes from Ranker, and it was voted on 114,000 times. So that's pretty impressive. I don't even think we have 114,000 thumbs up on any of our video. Well, maybe the million viewed video. I gotta say, everyone out there is pretty positive on the thumbs up stuff. Folks, let's get, we have 192 viewers. Let's get 192 thumbs up so we can smash that muff button and we can share it. Dexter, yeah, it's a terrible ending to a show. True Blood, never watched it. Heroes, never watched it because it looked stupid. How I Met Your Mother, a lot of people hated that ending. If you're out there and you watched How I Met Your Mother, press 1. And press 1 if you watched it and hated the ending. Press 2 if you watched it and loved the ending. That'll be interesting. Roseanne had a stupid ending. Hell, the relaunch had a stupid ending too. Oh, Roseanne's dead. Weeds, I never liked that show. The X-Files. I mean, they're counting, I guess, the original ending, but it came back, right? Scrubs, don't like it. Lost, never watched it. Vampire Diaries, not for me. Nip Tuck, never watched it. The O, watched it. Gilmore Girls, never watched it. Gossip Girl, never watched it. Okay, The Office has a bad ending, huh? Well, there we go. Those are all 16. Yeah, that 70s show's ending is offensively bad. We're talking Tales from the Hood bad. I think the problem with a lot of these shows is when you try to take, like, I'm tired of the dumb but lovable character arc. If you're going to do that in a show, then write it out. Don't all of a sudden try to just slap some reality into the show like you did with Eric Foreman and have him run off to Africa. Look, if the actor's going to leave the show, just write him off the show. Don't make him a fucking douche, because that show falls apart. Once Eric and Donna kind of break up and she becomes kind of like, you know, an unwatchable character, the show falls apart. There we go. So we finally hit, I thought we were 200 viewers. We're only at 190. There we go. There's 200 viewers. So we can start today's show. Like I said, folks, this is the final Good Morning Pop Culture. So this was interesting. I checked this out this morning when I got up and was doing my show prep. Lucasfilm has finally cleared a profit for Star Wars thanks to The Last Jedi. Again, 1,000,001 excuses. They will switch numbers. They will lie. They will bullshit for this fucking movie because, oh my God, The Last Jedi can't fail. It represents something bigger than Star Wars. It represents a bunch of shitty idiots who made a fucking movie that the fans didn't buy into, and we constantly have to be talked down to. Remember when John Boyega was getting all self-righteous on Twitter and telling everyone, oh my God, Kelly Marie Tran, blah, 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 she was attacked and you're all pieces of shit. I guess those Russian bots didn't help your cause there, John Boy. But this comes from comicbook.com/Star Wars because the website's floundering so bad, you got to make a section on Star Wars just to get people to click on it. One of the biggest media acquisitions of the decade came when the Walt Disney Company purchased Lucasfilm for $4.05 billion, allowing them to create new movies, TV series, and merchandise with the Star Wars brand, among other properties, aka Indiana Jones. Released just over 5 years after the purchase, Star Wars The Last Jedi's box office brought Disney-owned films' cumulative total over the purchase amount. Yay. I love how they're reporting this almost a year after the movie comes out. You see, folks, there's a trick to all this stuff, especially with Google. Like when you search something on Google, you're going to get the most recent thing. So when people listen to our videos and go, was Star Wars The Last Jedi a failure or a hit? They're going to go and find articles like this. This is all very planned out. They're going to find an article like this and they're going to go, oh yeah, the movie was a hit. These people don't know what they're talking about. But if you go back over the summer, it was a whole different story. They flip the script on you. They'll keep altering history because that way they can control the message and the narrative. But that's never the truth. I hate to say this so bluntly, but never trust this website. Never trust Screen Rant. Don't trust half of these websites because they're all bullshit spin articles. They're never honest about stuff. And even when they take numbers like this, they skew them to try to push the narrative even further. Because many, many months ago, the narrative was, oh, Disney's made their billions of dollars back 10 times over. Think of all the merchandising. Think of this, think of that. But now that we have numbers, facts, and figures from Hasbro, and we have other pieces of information that prove otherwise, well, then they got to go back and find something to build this up. Now, I'm not saying it's doom and gloom. I guarantee you in the morning when all these weird blonde boys are bringing Kathleen Kennedy her coffee and saying, thank you, ma'am, for letting me exist, I'm sure besides their self-hatred, there's not a lot of problems. There's not a lot of doom and gloom at Lucasfilm. Those people like to huff the smell of their own farts. They walk around with their heads up their asses, and they're so proud and they're so smug. It's the new cologne they all wear. But behind the scenes, there also has to be a greater concern for what's going on with some of these movies. Now, people want to use the argument, well, they canceled Boba Fett because Solo was a flop. But I don't think people understand why Solo was a flop. There was an article out that said, well, it's time to outlive or live outside of the shadow of the original trilogy X, Y, and Z. I understand that, but it's not why Solo flopped. Yes, you do need to make characters that stand on their own. I was ready for episodes 7, 8, and 9 not to include Han, Luke, and Leia. I was fine with that because I lived through the prequels that didn't include Han, Luke, and Leia. Oh, they were babies in the end of episode 3. Oh, great. Great. So they were really, really a part of the story. But again, it's always about how they can switch the narrative more recently. So when you look up stuff, so when your stuff is fresh in your mind, you take these new articles. Well, this is new. This must be the most accurate. And they dupe you. And certain companies or certain website conglomerates, they all put out the same article at the same time. So hopefully people find us again and they realize that we've been talking about it the whole time and how I've made you guys the guarantee I will cover this shit until the end because it's important, because it's relevant, and because they're always trying to play these dirty games with Star Wars. And the reason I picked Star Wars to talk about so much is because Star Wars is the biggest franchise. And once that is truly lost to all this rhetoric, to all these games, to all these spins, once Star Wars is completely lost and irredeemable, then all of entertainment is lost, because once they can kill Star Wars this way, they can bring back Back to the Future with a black female Doc Brown, and they can do all these other terrible things. You know, they try to switch up Power Rangers, doesn't work. They could try to do all these other things, differing levels of quality. But Star Wars, the biggest one. When Star Wars falls, expect an Indian Batman. Expect a remake of, I don't know, Deadpool. Well, a death, you know, if you did Deadpool as like the Indian guy, that'd be a really funny joke until he gets his head cut off and that's over. But expect once Star Wars is done, everything else, the floodgates will open. Star Wars is the last line of defense, and that's why people rally around it. Because one, they love it, and two, because it represents the bigger picture. And thankfully, the 75,000 plus people that listen to this channel do understand what the bigger picture is, what that means, what that entails. It's not a bunch of nerds in their basement reading over the fact that there's a girl with a lightsaber. That's never been the case. But these people are just too blind to see that. So let's start talking about, again, this article. Less than 2 weeks after The Last Jedi hit theaters, the film zoomed past $900 million worldwide, which when combined with the box office earnings of Star Wars The Force Awakens, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, put the three films total over Lucasfilm's price tag. Solo, A Star Wars Story hit theaters early this year and added a few $100 million to that grand total. On the positive end of things, Disney has scored massive wins at the box office with their films, with these numbers not even factoring all the profits they've earned from the TV series merchant. What TV series have they earned money from? Like Rebels? Okay, that's about it. But we know that these shows don't necessarily make them. All these cartoons were just toy commercials, and that's where they make their money. Novels, books, and all the products Disney is releasing. The massive hauls taken from these films' revenue streams will likely continue, or would likely have been confirmed. The grand total Disney has earned with Lucasfilm licensing has eclipsed the purchase cost years ago. However, making and marketing these blockbusters costs tremendous amounts of money, so it's difficult to deduce when or if the net profits of Lucasfilm come close to what Disney paid for the studio, even factoring all of the expenses developing the brand. Paul Deger-Badarian, I don't even know if I said his name right, senior media analyst for ComScore, told TNBC that he believes Disney has more than made black on its original investment. He said it was one of the smartest acquisitions in history. So here's where the spin comes back in. The astronomical achievement of the Star Wars films have had a severe impact on what could be considered a success for the studio, with Solo being considered by many to be a disappointment, even though it nearly took in $400 million worldwide. Thanks for not talking about the part where they reshot the damn movie, hired new directors, and they doubled the production costs. I mean, we were covering this shit earlier in the year from sources like Forbes and Fortune magazine. Those articles, you know, they were good enough for back then. But now, at the end of the year, we're just going to gloss over all this shit and the expenses that it costs to develop Star Wars. The funny thing is, it really shouldn't have cost any money to develop Star Wars, but they tried to change it. Well, we're going to make it a girls' brand now. Go to, like I said in other videos, folks, go to your local Disney store and look at the Star Wars section. It's not even an end cap anymore. If it's this big perennial brand that, you know, this evergreen property that everyone loves and everyone consumes to no end, well, God damn it, it should be popular all the time. Well, Star Wars is only popular when the movies comes out. Never been the case until recently. Fuck, it took, you didn't have a movie come out for 16 years between Return of the Jedi and the Phantom Menace. And there was a giant Toys R Us section. That shit came back. Pre-special edition. That shit came back. Why? Because of the power of nostalgia as well as fans wanting more. It had been the proper amount of time. We were ready to accept more. Timing is everything in all of these, with all these properties and these franchises. Like they say in the original Empire Dreams documentary, you come out too early, it's Flash Gordon. You come out too late, and Star Wars just doesn't hit with the audience. It needed to come out in May of 1977. And now these movies come out so frequently, even Lucasfilm's like, hey, we put out too many. Bob Iger himself has said that. But again, we're always trying to quantify, oh, it made this much money, it's a success. How much did it cost to make? We don't know. We know that it doubled the production budget because that was what was reported on earlier in the year. So if your movie cost, I don't know, $200 million and it cost another $200 million and then marketing, so we're talking it needs to make $600 to $800 million and it made $4 million, yeah, it's not a success. You don't get to pick and choose just because, like, so let's say the Avengers made $1 billion and it cost $1.2 billion to make and market. You see how stupid that is? The movie lost money that way just because it made $1 billion at the box office, but it cost so much to make and market. This article doesn't cover those things. And like I said, these articles are part of the bigger problem because they come out, they're new, and then they just pick and choose little bitty pieces of information to try to sway you to think, oh, well, these people are wrong. Star Wars is successful. I'm ready to buy into episode 9. Guys, remember, I've told you this for many, many months, many, many months. It's all about episode 9. They thought we would forget, and it looks like a lot of people in the Phantom Menace have lost some of the passion because they're focused on other stuff. But they're hoping that people forget the garbage that came before all this and that they're becoming more towards the film, and they'll give the next one a new shot. You got to remember Solo. You got to remember The Last Jedi. You got to remember being called an NPC, essentially from Rian Johnson, a Russian bot. You got to be remembered. Remember all of these terrible things. Remember, you're intimidated by women if you didn't like The Last Jedi. You're all these terrible fucking things. You're a piece of shit human being. Disney said it themselves. They signed off on that when people that make the shit were saying it to you directly, and they were never chastised. Like when Disney/Marvel has made 2 decisions to shut people down: Chuck Wendig and James Gunn. And that's it. Other than that, Disney has allowed everything else. Rian Johnson deleted, 20,000 tweets? And all these other people are cleansing their social media because they know that their egos cost the big companies money. So they're being told to shut the fuck up. And that's good. Oh, that's impeding on their freedom of speech. Yeah, but when you represent a company, you always have to worry about that stuff. You can say what you want, but that doesn't mean you won't have repercussions. You won't be jailed for it, but you can lose your job just the same. That's, same. It goes both ways. So why don't you just present yourself in a very positive way? Again, look at The Rock on social media. That dude doesn't say stupid stuff, and everybody loves him. And I don't think he just says stuff to make everybody love him, but he's smart enough to know how to keep himself relevant and how to keep himself the biggest star in the world. These people get so angry and they want to get on their ideological high horse and they want to fucking ram it right into your throat. And then it falls apart. People don't like that. We had a couple super chats roll in. Thank you very much. Mareth Dealine said, did someone mention my lyrical genius? LOL. Yes. Mareth Dealine, people were requesting more rhymes. Our friend Jonathan Hurst. So Mareth Dealine is here, folks. Maybe, we always talk about this rap album we're going to make next year, and people think, oh, that's just a joke. No, we're going to, because it won't cost very much money, and it'll just be a fun thing. It'll be like a Lonely Island situation. So last night, Dion came with Liam Neeson's Nissan. So that's going to be one of our songs on there, Liam Neeson's Nissan. But maybe Mareth Dealine could, write us a limerick. We'll throw it at the end of there. Darth Tiberius, good morning, Jeff. Nothing like good morning pop culture after work. Oh, man. So you're an overnighter. I am so glad I don't have to work overnight. The closest I ever had was 3 a.m. shifts, and those blew ass. But, people that are out there working, doing what they got to do, you always have my respect. Those are the good, hard-working ones that they do what they have to do. I hate to use this example, like my mom. She's sick. She still went to work because she had to go. But even when I was younger, when she was sick, she always went to work because she's, it's the whole mentality. If I don't work, I don't eat type of thing. Or I got to take care of my family. I got this. I got responsibilities. I respect that. Not everybody has a cushy office job. Not everybody has it easy. So, hell, even if you work overnight, you may not have the worst job in the world, but still, the hours are weird. It takes away from time with family and kids and all that stuff. So, shout out to you. Observer Dude, thank you very much. I just pitched a spin-off movie idea set shortly after Revenge of the Sith about Vader and the Empire hunting a group of Jedi Knights who survived Order 66. I like that concept. I know there are books and stuff about that, but that would be a movie that could bridge the gap. Why wouldn't Disney want to extend their hand? I think we've all been angry and we've all wanted things to go our way, and we haven't had them go our way. So we're thinking, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to show these people and I'm going to be so angry and shitty and blah, 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 blah. And you just become more and more self-destructive. It's in that moment, hopefully you haven't made any of those mistakes where like you're about to do something stupid, but in the middle of something stupid, you have that moment of clarity. Hopefully you have the mental capacity to have the moment of clarity, and then you realize, well, that's the wrong path to take. And if I extend my hand and do certain things, well, then damn it, I can elevate where I am. Word of mouth is so very important. Look at Venom. That movie got shit on by the box office, or the critics, 29% or something like that. But the goodwill and the word of mouth really spread fast, and the movie is now going to be the most profitable Spider-Man film ever made. I didn't see that one coming. I thought it was going to flop. I still haven't seen it, and I have no interest to watch the damn thing. But enough people gave it a positive word-of-mouth review, and it was a hit. Good for them. I think Disney would want that. People in geek culture never forget. Go to a comic book store. You will listen to people talk about a storyline that happened 20 years ago who are still pissed off. They will not forgive certain things. This is the wrong fan base to piss off. Because in this big video I'm working on that'll come out later next week, it talks about how Star Wars is a franchise that so many people love and everybody thinks their interpretation is right. I can see where that person comes to that idea, and I like the way they word it to a degree, but I also think they forget how there's a level of respect that comes from differing opinions and how people can come together to one or two opinions right now, and we're constantly told we're bad. And that's just not cool. Mareth Dealine with a limerick, thank you very much. There once was a baker of pie. She had a gleam in her eye. I took her to bed, but found out instead she's not a girl, she's a guy. So basically, the crying game in limerick form. Ooh, Mareth Dealine, I got a challenge for you. Can you come up with a limerick that explains a film plot badly, and we have to, not even badly, we just have to figure out what your movie plot limerick would be. I know a ton of people would love that in the chat. They'd be cracking up the entire time. So that one could be like The Crying Game. And you could do all these great movies, and we could, I don't know, we could just have more fun. Does anyone out there not want more fun? Press 1 if you do not believe in more fun. I will stop the show and apologize if you guys believe in less fun. That's all I can say. But I doubt we're going to see that. We also had Lou DeMarzo. Thank you very much, Lou. Lucasfilm not only insults us, but also our parents when they say we are racist and sexist. My mama didn't raise no fool, roundhead. they are really treading in dangerous territory, like you said. You're also insulting parents. I can even take it further. Like, the reason I got so pissed off about Tales from the Hood is how that director went on to say about how bad interracial relationships are. I'm like, no, they're fucking not. Just because you got Spike Lee funding your movie doesn't mean you need to blow the fucking dude ideologically. I get really, see, the thing is, I don't get offended on my own behalf. I don't go out there and say, oh, this offends me, that offends me, blah, blah, blah. I just don't do it. But that movie was just offensively bad and it pissed me off. And you do attack people's fans. Like, you don't attack people's families and you don't attack people's kids. Like, if I met some dude who was talking shit, I hate your channel, this, that, and the other, and all that crap, we could go at it. We could talk shit all day long. But I would never say, well, your kid looks like a chipmunk or something stupid like that. That's a line you don't cross. These companies, these Ryan Johnsons of the world, they have crossed that line in many ways. Like you said, it can be interpreted as, when you call me a racist and a sexist, that must have a reflection on my upbringing and all of that stuff. And family is important to people. I think Lucasfilm, I really wish episode 9 came out this year. Imagine if it was 8, then Solo, and then 9 this year. My God, would it be a fucking flop? People are very, very, very aware of all this stuff, and they remember it. Remember the Alamo? No, remember Solo. Remember all that shit. These companies, oh my God, they'll just learn at the end of the day. I should rephrase that. These companies. It's just one company. Goddamn Disney. They are the worst. We talked about this last night. Please go back and listen to the podcast after this show. Disney has created this culture of, I don't know how to phrase it properly. What am I trying to say? By Disney owning everything, they've obviously taken away artistic freedom and creativity, but they've also taken away competition and a lack of, when competition's around, entertainment's the best. You need competition to elevate others around you, because once there's competition, you're always striving to be the best. Like I told you guys earlier in the show, I consider myself in competition with everything, not just other YouTubers, but you always need to find a way to capture your attention. And I will work to make that happen harder and harder. And, as we grow bigger and bigger. But we also have, of the big reason why we want to get better. If we were at the top of the mountain, like, I don't know how PewDiePie keeps having, the will to do stuff. He's like, I won. I make this much money. I do this and that. Somebody needs to step up and challenge him. And I don't even dislike PewDiePie. That's the thing. I have no problem with the guy. I don't really watch his videos and talk shit. There's really no reason to. He exists. He's popular. But for me, I think he needs a counter, an American counter, me. Help us get there. It'd be fun to see how we try to up each other's games. The thing is, at the end of the day, folks, everyone wins. All the listeners, the fans, the consumers, everybody wins when it's always the best, when we strive to be the best. We had a super chat last night, from our friend Sketch Therapy that popped up the second we went off air. So Sketch Therapy, if you're listening right now, I wanted to read this. It says, hashtag I stand with Dion for the purchase of deadly equines on Amazon. Horses kill and eat humans. That's a fact. And there's equine history likes to hide from man-eating horses to the man-eater of Lucknow. Hashtag Dion did nothing wrong. So Sketch Therapy, if you're listening, like I said, I apologize. Like, as soon as I clicked off, that popped up. So we read it. I will read it again next time you were around, because it's the one thing I hate to do is not read somebody's super chat. Because you guys are very, very generous with us and you want to help us grow. So we want to make sure we do our part. Eddie Max of Andor, thank you very much. Have you watched the new trailer for Ivan's Re-Edit? No, I have not, but I will add that to my list. Let me see. Where are we at? Okay, so where is it? Ivan, I'm subscribed to Ivan. I'm a fan of Ivan. Where is Ivan's new trailer? I don't know. Let me... I'll make sure I do that. How is Aquaman already a flop? I hope Aquaman doesn't flop. I want that movie to succeed. I want to watch Amber Heard and more stuff, especially that costume. David Hervey, thank you very much. I believe that Disney would have made a lot of money if they would have made episodes 7 to 9 around a new Jedi Academy. It would have sold a lot of toys as well. let's take a second and think about that. The selling of toys is not necessarily the best thing about Star Wars toys. Were they were exciting, they were new, they were different, they were based on characters that even if they didn't do shit in the movie, they looked cool. And people say, well, it's a different era. Kids want iPads and a phone. Yeah, but they sold millions and millions of action figures when everybody had a home computer and everybody had a fucking video game console. Star Wars toys ended before the home game console really got big, big, big. Because, yeah, 83, well, the video game crash was in 83, so I take that back. You had Atari. People were playing Atari and Star Wars toys. Then in the 90s, when I was playing with Star Wars toys, I already had a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo for years and continued to get a Nintendo 64 and a GameCube and all these other things while Star Wars toys were still being purchased by me and millions of other people. They always, again, it's like all of a sudden we have to talk about these different quantifiers to make sure that our argument works. People would buy Star Wars toys if they weren't little girls in potato sacks or, I hate to say it, but I don't think a lot of little boys want to play with girl action figures. There's a reason Batman is a constant favorite and Spider-Man are constant favorites. And that's why, even back in the 90s, you sold 1,000,005 different Wolverines and you only had 1 or 2 different Storm figures. People that wanted Storm could get her, but they knew what these people wanted to buy up. Disney and Lucasfilm this time have made it their mission, their mantra to sell you more girl action figures. And that's not really a good or a bad thing. I mean, it's bad from a standpoint of nobody's buying this shit. It's good. They think that it's equality. I don't think producing countless Rose Tico and Paige Tico figures has anything to do with equality. It's just a bad character from a bad movie type of thing. It's nothing to do with female or male. But then again, they really haven't created a new female character that's inspiring or empowering. If you really want to break it down, again, the female characters that they've made for Disney Star Wars are very weak because they don't achieve anything. They don't suffer any loss. They don't go the distance. They don't have any destiny. What is Rey's destiny? Oh, she's a nobody, blah, blah, blah. It was a nihilistic approach to that. And then Phasma, she's incompetent. She gets captured, thrown down a garbage chute. Oh, but she came back. Yeah, but then she died 5 seconds later. Rose Tico, lame. They've just gone that path. Had you taken the new Jedi Academy and your action figures aren't old men in robes, they're Jedi Knights with lightsabers, and you have a crazy droid army or stormtroopers or this, that, or a new alien threat. How about they fight an alien army? They fought stormtroopers and they fought robots. Why not an alien invasion like Avengers type of thing? That's new for Star Wars. Why not this rogue nation of aliens that want to invade, the New Republic? Not another Empire surrogate. I don't need World War II imagery and General Hux. I don't need that stuff. It just doesn't work because the villains aren't treated as, a threatening force. They're just a joke. Your mama jokes, and then I get thrown around the floor. I literally get wiped up on the floor. I don't see how they don't see that. And they're boring looking people too. They don't move. They don't look that good. They're just weird colors. Their costumes are browns and blacks and yellows. There's no bright colors. They don't have green skin. The alien figures sold this and that. Why not? David, a new Jedi Academy would have been cool. You could have had flanked with Luke Skywalker and Han and Leia and Chewbacca and the characters we all know. But we could have also had a whole new world of inspiring, awesome characters instead of Snowtrooper, Stormtrooper, Sand Trooper again. They were trying to sell the movies and the toys to old guys, and hopefully their kids would get into it too because they were toys. But that's not the case. They took the boring aspects of Star Wars and they tried to sell those to you again. So thank you very much, David Hervey. Maref Dealine, thank you very much. Just found out that Megyn Kelly was fired from NBC's Today Show because her comment of people in blackface on Halloween. I had heard she was fired. I also heard she had like a $64 million deal remaining on her contract, so she's going to get all that money, I think. I don't know the comment exactly, but now it's just dressing up in blackface, right? See, my problem stems from when they tell you can't dress up as a black character. So, like, telling a white kid they can't be Black Panther or saying, well, Jeff, you're not dark enough to be Axel Foley. I would smack you in the face if you told me that. I would literally hit anyone that said that to me. I don't care. It's so stupid. You can't see, to me, that's when you do this whole racial division thing where you can't appreciate another character because of their skin color. That's the kind of shit that they were fighting for in the 60s. It's been achieved, and now they're going back and acting like, well, you can't, they're trying to make up for past transgressions that just don't exist anymore. Now, I don't know Megyn Kelly's exact quote, so let me look that up real quick. Okay, Google, what did Megyn Kelly say about blackface? Okay, so I don't really care about CNN's spin about Megyn Kelly's problems began before blackface. Let's see. People think it's too harsh according to USA Today. What did she even say? I'm just, I don't know. Fuck it. That's sorry. Now there's something I would cover because it is entertainment based, but then Al Roker defends dressing as white characters amid Megyn Kelly's flat, don't color your skin. And there's a picture of Al Roker dressed as Doc Brown. Yeah, see, that's not really a problem for Al Roker to dress as Doc Brown because there's no. And then who else? Let's see. And Dylan Dreyer as Marty McFly. I hate when celebrities dress up as like famous movie characters because they get parts of the costume wrong. And it's like, you're a huge celebrity. You could just call up whoever was the costume designer and get it right. There's no excuse. But her vest was the wrong color. And I'm not going to apologize for criticizing that. But I am Rethiolina. I don't really follow too many of the outrage politics. Maybe I should get 1 trillion YouTube followers and buy a Ferrari. Eddie Max Vandor, I posted the link to Ivan's trailer on World Class Bullshitters Facebook. Well, thank you very much, Eddie Max Vandor. I will watch that because I obviously run the Facebook page. So it's it'll be watched after the show. So how are we doing in views? 262. All right. We should have been here a while ago, but I'm glad everyone's here. So for those out there who haven't had a chance, this is our P.O. box. Because I showed that very early. I'm only going to show this for a minute as I transition into another topic. So yes, folks, this is our final show. Say goodbye to Good Morning Pop Culture, at least here on this channel. And if it, I hope it doesn't die off on the other channel. That's all I can say. Al Roker as Doc Brown seems a little too on the nose. I saw the picture of him. I was just like, ugh. I don't really dislike Al Roker, but I'm not really a fan either. Oh, he's America's weatherman. That's nice, but weathermen always get their shit wrong. So Al Roker, no thank you. No thank you. People liked last night's show. Is this the final Good Morning Pop Culture? No. All you guys got to do is subscribe to the other channel. The link is in the description. And if you're listening, just type in Good Morning Pop Culture, GMPC. It's there. It's its own channel. I got to make sure I can get it monetized. You know, maybe I should get it monetized first. Yeah, let's do that. We'll figure out how. Maybe we'll try to get it monetized over the weekend. If everybody watches, what, a couple of minutes? Like if I do a 30-minute stream over the weekend there, I'll just, we'll all watch it and then it'll, get monetized. If Good Morning Pop Culture dies off, then I'm stealing Jeff Hicks, like stealing Solo. Well, I don't have an airplane hangar that you can easily abduct me at. I have a security system and a shotgun. But it is. Let's see. You need to put periods in the search results. Yeah, folks. So it's G.M.P.C. Couldn't have been worse what Don Lemon said. I heard that one. I don't, we'll get more political on the other channel. We can get into as long as it pertains to entertainment, we can get into that stuff. I feel like entertainment is overtly political right now to a point where you can't enjoy anything without politics getting pushed down your throat. People are freaking out. I thought this was the last show forever. Well, like I said, full transparency, the show does not help the channel grow at all. So I need the channel to grow to continue to be able to make new content and do cool stuff like go to Star Wars Celebration or go to conventions and stuff like that. So I know a lot of people get invested in this one, but it's nice, but it's a big loss. Like the podcast itself. The podcast is a lot of fun, but it doesn't grow the channel. It's a good way to blow off steam at the end of the week, get ready for the next week. It's very symbolic. Plus, it's what the channel was built upon. And I like Good Morning Pop Culture a lot. I don't mind getting up. I don't mind doing all these things, but it does not do anything for us. So this is a business, and a business would not just constantly do something that doesn't be successful. So, like I said, that's why it's going to its own channel. I could just say fuck it and it's dead, but I won't. I will let it go over to another thing and blame the YouTube algorithm. Don't blame your fellow listeners, but people don't ever really click on this when it's live, and they'll watch it later, and that really doesn't do anything for the algorithm. It just becomes a really long video that people pick and choose. So that is the case. That is the case. Yes, it is annoying. Many of the problems with white kids dressing up as black characters, that's like white people who are not allowed to have Michael Jackson as an idol. Well, see, since I'm of both worlds, I don't know where anyone would tell me that. Plus, realistically, you're not going to tell a dude my size you can't do something. Like, if it's a crime, I get it. I'm not going to go out and commit a crime. But if I want to dress up as Marty McFly or Black Dynamite and get an afro and the mustache and all that shit, and you tell me not to, kiss my ass. That's all I'll tell you. Kiss my ass. Swinging Cod, thank you very much. Sorry for being late. EVS got to me first. What I miss? Everything. We're about to close the show out, Swinging Cod, forever. Forever. It would be bizarre. I think I would there's some schadenfreude, like to cancel it, and then I'd just be like, man, I miss this. I'm just joking. I'm not canceling it. We talked about Star Wars finally being profitable and how all these articles come out. Like I keep telling you guys, it's not necessarily about Star Wars. It's about the media spin on all of entertainment. Star Wars is just the representation of it right now. I would never want to do blackface. The only time I've ever found blackface to be funny was in Tropic Thunder or in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. See, those two movies, excuse me, not two movies, but that TV show and that movie, Tropic Thunder, they know how to talk about important issues and quotations, but do it in a funny way that make you think. The whole "you never go full retard" speech in Tropic Thunder has a lot of validity to it, but people hear the R word and they get triggered, and they're the problem, because you can't wait through something. Oh, it was culturally insensitive or inappropriate to say this. Shut up and listen to the message. The delivery of the message is so important, and if you deliver it through humor in a funny way that makes us think about it, it's gonna stick. I can remember the lines of dialogue about "I am Sam, you never go full retard," all that shit. It was memorable. Yeah, you may have wrapped it up in a funny joke, but it goes a little deeper. Same with the blackface of Kirk Lazarus, especially when Brandon T. Jackson freaks out. That word has held us down for 400 years and all that shit. There are funny things to be said about all of these, but the people nowadays just lack the tact to do it. The creators that are out there that are smart enough to do it are afraid because they don't want to get chastised by their fellow virtue signalers. I really wish there was a group of comedians who had a set of balls on to just say, fuck off. I think you need a new age Monty Python. Only we could do that here. No, but we really need to pick apart entertainment and the way it's reported on, because they think the best part about all this is they think they're on the right side of all this. Oh, we're championing change and cause and diversity. But it's like the Two-Face said, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And, the push for all this progressive crap has become the villainous deed because you ruin everything else. You ruin people's fun. You ruin it for other people and minorities too, Hollywood. It's not just a cause that you're trying to, oh, well, we need more black directors. Well, then more black people need to want to direct movies. You can't force them to do anything. Don't act like it's a 50-50 split. Well, we need more women directors. Well, then more women need to want to direct movies. Elizabeth Banks started as an actress. Now she directs movies. Good for her. She has that freedom. It's America. You can do what you want. People need to want to do those things. It's not, we don't need an equal number of something just to look good on a sheet. You got to inspire people or let them live the life they want to live. That's what I think this all boils down to. DJ D Show, thank you very much. The morning moist muff is why I give my money to world-class bullshitters. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your shekels. What are we doing with it? We're going to continue to build our website. The website doesn't cost much money, but the merchandise and the shit to produce it does. And while we may not be going through crypto fashion, we're going to be going through Stripe, which is the safest credit card thing that a lot of it's a very safe, respectable one. A lot of websites go through with it. So, everything's safe with the World Class Bullshitters website. And, you're going to get your stuff in a timely manner. It's going to be handmade by me or my mom. So it's going to be the best quality we can make. So be prepared for all of those things. I'm excited to do it. We're going to do our monthly shirts. Maybe we'll have a contest here and there. Once we're making our own merchandise, then I can start, somebody impresses me on a live stream. Hey, shoot me an email with your address. I'm going to send you out a free gift type of thing. So we're really into the next evolution of the channel, but in a good way. It's not like we're some companies cut losses and do this to try, like the WWE, I almost said F. They got rid of pyrotechnics and all sorts of things so they could make more of a profit and look better. We don't have to really cut anything. We want to add things to make us look better and to make better. Hollywood has turned themselves into the big baddie of the story. They really have. They really have become the villains in all of this. David Cook, thank you very much. We want Muff merch. Do it. I will. We'll do a WWF style thing where they used to send out an email with 4 different t-shirt designs. Which one would you buy? And you would pick it and send it back. And then they would make that shirt depending on who got the most votes. We could do Muff stuff. Hashtag Muff stuff. There you go. There's the shirt. Figured it out live on camera. Hashtag Muff stuff. Yeah, the WWF is better than the WWE. We could do a YouTube community poll, but what we're going to also do is do stuff through email as well. They need to quit calling history problematic when they're just as bad, if not worse, with PC culture running rampant. Yeah, history ain't problematic. I hate the phrase problematic because it may be problematic to you, but in reality, it's not a problematic issue. Do we ever call for women not being able to vote? Fuck no. We're past that. Good. We're past that point. You know what? You can't change history. Fucking deal with it. How many people died during the Black Plague? Oh, it's problematic to talk about it. No, it's not. Shit happened. Get over it. What's problematic? Well, you ate all those Big Macs and you have high cholesterol and diabetes and you're blind and you can't fucking walk because you have 1 foot. Well, your history is problematic. You made bad decisions, so you can't change it. You can't change the past. You just need to accept what came before it and move forward. I don't really want to get into all this can't change the past stuff, but Star Wars tries to pull one thing. Well, if you kill the past, let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Well, NPC people, get over the past. You can't change it. You don't live in the past. Well, mentally you live in the past. But so many people are beyond that stuff. Let's just be thankful that you don't have to live in that time period where you're going to be picked up off the street and beaten up for the color of your skin. Be glad you don't live there. It ain't happening nowadays. And if it is, it's a very rare condition. And the people will go to jail and they will be prosecuted. I mean, I just don't. I think they act like because they feel oppressed. It's like, look, you're an asshole. You're not oppressed. Okay. Any oppression that you feel is put upon yourself to look for validity and feeling important. You want to feel important. You want to feel like you're all this shit. I want to be included and I want attention. Well, if I act oppressed, I can get attention. Yeah, but there's good and bad attention. You don't want to be known as an unlikable misanthrope. You want to be known as this fun person. Read a book on how to get people to like you, how to win friends and influence people. Go get yourself, if you're an oppressed piece of shit, And I mean that in a quotation oppressed. If you're a self-oppressed piece of shit, go out and read a book on how to be a better person and then become a better person, and your life will completely change and your outlook on the world will change. You'll realize that you don't live in this oppressive patriarchy and all this shit. You just picked a stupid major in college and you can't find work because there's no interpretive jazz whatever degree that you can get a job in corporate America with. Again, it's all about decisions you've made in the past, and you will pay for them or you will benefit from them. Believe me, we've all made good and bad decisions, and we've all paid the price or, enjoyed the rewards, the spoils, if you will. Thank you very much, Observer Dude, for your super chat. Is it true Episode 7 original ending showed rocks floating in the air on Luke's island, but Rian Johnson had to cut it? Or had it cut? I don't know. I did not follow too much of it. After the movie came out, I said, no, thank you. I had to get really blackout drunk to watch it for the first time. I would be in stores and they'd play it on TV, and I'd walk away. And I'd get pissed off. But that very well could have been the case. I feel like Rian Johnson had a little too much pull on the ending of Episode 7. And then he fucked up 8, and now JJ's got to try to fix 9 because he can't really fix the ending of 8. There's Broom Boy, and then they fly away. They fly away. Samuel Aragon, thank you very much for your super chat. Interpretive jazz is classy stripper degree. I'm fine with that. Classy strippers. Coming with top hats and monocles. And a coat, and that's it. No, these people have not learned. If we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. Thankfully, this wave of stupidity, this NPC shit, yeah, it's going to infect people, but once you get out into the real world where you need to make money, there's enough people from the prior generations still alive that aren't going to put up with their shit, and it's going to give them a big wake-up call. Let the past die. Okay, then why do you continue to praise movies from the old days, including the original trilogy? Makes no sense. Yeah, it's almost like saying, don't buy our back catalog. Don't buy our streaming service. Oh, there we go. That is how you could fucking boycott the streaming service if you personally choose to. Let the past die? Great, then I don't need a streaming service that builds up on the past of Disney's catalog. That's what you say to these people when if you ever see an article or a tweet about the new Disney streaming service, you just put in a Kylo Ren gif, let the past die, kill if you have to, and then all their back catalog is irrelevant. I think that's my new stance on everything. Oh, you want me to let the past die, Disney? Then don't ever open the Disney vault again. Don't make sequels. Don't remake these old movies. Let the past die. You see how stupid that is? Oh, you don't want us to like the old characters like your new agenda-filled characters. You don't get to pick and choose how we interpret it. Goes all the way. Goes all the way to the top. All the way to Pepe Sylvia. Holdo's Muff, thank you very much. Want to let it be known that Muff Wife and I are thinking about creating an account. If she does and gets on here, don't believe anything she says about me. I actually will believe everything she says about you, Holdo's Muff. That's all I can say. Everything! No, but hey, she's welcome. The more the merrier. World Class Bullshitters has its doors open to everybody. Thank you very much, Kyler Coates. Good morning, Jeff. Have you already talked about the Brian Young situation on Twitter? He isn't believing women and they're tearing him apart. Who is Brian Young? I don't know this situation. To be honest, I really don't get too much about how Twitter works. I'm the one, I'll send out the Twitter stuff that'll be like, hey, we're live or do this or that. But I don't really sit and read the Twitter trends or the stuff like that. Maybe I should. Maybe it would help. Let's see. Brian Young, Star Wars guy. Okay, Star Wars psychology. I don't really know. It's just here he is on Star Wars. Star Wars vs. Sith. Brian Young is a filmmaker, author, and journalist. As an author, he wrote the best-selling comedy Lost It at the Con and Operation Montauk and The Serpent's Head. He wrote children's history, blah, blah, blah. I guess he wrote a Star Wars book and he said something on Twitter. I don't know. I don't know what he said. I don't have an opinion on it. So I can't really give you guys my take. All I can say to you is every situation is testy. I don't know how to phrase this without sounding kind of douchey. Please forgive me. But I get certain times when celebrities have to watch how they say certain things because it does affect them, or like when we have to be careful what we say because there are a lot of fickle people that just will leave type of thing. But I don't really know what he said. So all I can say is the whole let's see. So he isn't believing women and they're tearing them apart. I don't really know. I guess things are case by case basis. I don't know his situation to talk about it, Kyler. Like I said, I try to give these super chats appropriate time. If you give him the $5, I try to give you, an equal amount of time type of thing as a thank you. But I honestly don't know. Maybe I can look into it. I know Jeremy will cover this story, but I don't do the whole Twitter drama things. I mean, my videos, when we're on the right side of the algorithm, my videos have longevity like people can't believe. I mean, a lot of these videos that talk about the here and now will get up to 100,000 views. But like I said, when we have the algorithm just right, 100,000 views is a day for us. We can get millions, 500,000 easy. So maybe that's why I don't know certain things, because I'm always focused on a video that has a long lifespan. So when you guys ask me these questions, I'm not really watching what I say to because I don't want to get into whole Me Too stuff and trying to hold my tongue in fear. I just don't know the situation or exactly what he said. So that's kind of just my take on everything with the channel. I usually go for stuff that you can watch it in a year from now and go, oh, this is what was happening, and people care. Because if you report on something and then the outcome is like so widely known, your video becomes nerfed. It's like, did Bill Cosby go to jail? Click here to find out. But in a year, that Bill Cosby went to jail, so you don't really care. It's just over and done with. It's like, yes, he did go to jail, and it was fine. That was what happened. But those videos just don't have a life anymore. Let's see. I subverted your expectations. Thank you, folks. Make sure that you guys do me a favor and check out the sponsor of this week's show, our friend T. Allen Diaz's Lunatic City series. I believe the link's in the description below. It's over on Amazon. And if you could too, check out the Galaxy Ascendant series from our friend Yakov Merkin. If you guys ever have independent products that you want to promote here on the channel, just shoot us an email and we can tell you guys how to do it. You can get on the front of our videos and do all of those things. If you're lucky, like our friend Mike Leon, his shit reached millions of people. But, a month with us, you'll reach hundreds of thousands. And I don't think you can really get that kind of exposure for such a good deal. So just contact me and we can hook it up and make it happen. The biggest problem with these people is the way they backhand older shows and movies, especially if they're doing reboots. They act like they can do it better. They can't. Al Bundy could never be made today, but I think we really could use an Al Bundy mini series. Just 6 episodes of Married with Children where he just talks shit. It would be so fun and so funny. Like Ed O'Neill could do it too, because he makes so much money for Modern Family. Let's say Modern Family ends, we do an old Bundys, the Bundys, or Still Married. We should just call it Still Married with Children. Katie Seagal looks great. Al Bundy's still alive. David Faustino, while not relevant, is still healthy. And Christina Applegate's had a great career herself. But I would like that. It'd be so funny. I think the less politically correct the show gets nowadays, the more relevant it is, because Hollywood has this voice that can reach a lot of people, the entertainment world in general, but it doesn't represent. They want to talk about being representative. Their shit doesn't represent, I don't want to just say middle America, but the general population. I mean, you go out, you look at voting results, you look at those polls, you see what more people are interested in. But Twitter does not represent jack shit. I don't even listen to our own Twitter polls. I'm never going to put up another one because they're so dumb. But they listen to Twitter and they get involved. Twitter should not have power over anyone's life. It's so dumb that is the case. And these people think, oh, a like and a tweet and a share and a prayer and all that stuff are going to really change the world. Look at Mark Wade's thing. 10,000 shares, not as much money as Diversity in Comics with under 500 shares, and he blew it out of the water. People just got to be more dedicated. Swinging Cod, thank you very much. His friend was accused of sexual assault. He backed his friend, and his fellow NPCs fell upon him like wolves in an injured lamb. Also, Ward and Steele. Oh, okay, so that's what happened. Of course you'd back up your friend. I don't care who you are. You're a piece of shit. Like that lady that said, I hate my son because of what have men done. You're a terrible mother. You're going to back up your friend. I don't see how that's a problem. If that happened to any of the guys on the show, I would back them. They're my friends. I don't care. If the court decides whatever, it decides whatever. But, my friendship is built upon something else with those people. So this is so dumb. I can't believe that guy is getting thrown under the bus for defending a friend. That's all I can say. When SJW's NPCs attack Dion, they all will lose. Of course they'll lose because he's black. I mean, I legally many different races, so they're just going to become a bunch of racist, hateful trolls when they attack this show. We're not intentionally diverse. We just so happen to be a group of friends who get each other, get along, produce a good, listenable show, and a small percentage. We're only 25% black or white, excuse me. So these, it's like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. When you try to pick apart that shit, their heads will explode. I'm glad people are laughing at my "you're a terrible mother" burn. It's because Dion is black, but he's not black enough. What is truly black enough? My Yeti microphone? I mean, you can't get... They're only a couple shades darker than some of us, so, there we go. Yes, listen to Edward Hogue, folks, or Hogg, excuse me. Hit the like button. We have 276 viewers. Let's get those numbers up. Complacency is not acceptable here on World Class Bullshitters. Let's see. My ideas for sequel trilogy would have been for them to scrap the woke scripts and get better writers, professional directors like Spielberg and James Cameron to do them. Why not? Why not James Cameron and Steven Spielberg? James Cameron could have done good Star Wars. Could have. But then again, it would have been equal. It's like all these Hollywood producers and directors are woke because they are old and they don't want to seem irrelevant. Give Clint Eastwood a Star Wars movie. That'll put butts in seats. Clint Eastwood directs Solo, a Star Wars story. God damn. Adjacent Culture, thank you very much. Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for all your good work. Thank you, Adjacent Culture, for your support. That's always nice to hear because it isn't. And it's like sometimes it feels like a hamster wheel, but then you look over to the side and there's a lot of people cheering you on. So I don't ever really get demoralized. I just have a good time. I mean, sometimes we're more successful than others, but then I look at Stealing Solo and go, holy shit, that is pretty goddamn awesome. And I actually came up with a comic book yesterday that I really feel like we should push out, but Stealing Solo has to come first. So hopefully people care about, I do have a great parody comic that I could work on. It would only be 10 pages, but my God, would it be awesome. King Eric the 15th, thank you very much. To the mom, ha, you better have burned in hell. Sorry, I messed that one up, excuse me. To the mom, ha, you better have burn heal. There you go. You better have burn heal. What is that jelly that you put on? That burn gel? Yeah. You're a shitty person. Boom. Prepare for that. Richard Donner directing Star Wars would have been good. Yeah, Richard Donner. I know people would say, well, he's a little too progressive for blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he put each Lethal Weapon movie, the Murtaugh family has like a cause. I guess that's what him and his wife were into. Like, oh, we want to not eat tuna because of the dolphins, or we want to, promote, Asian immigrants or something like that. But it didn't hurt the Lethal Weapon movies. So Richard Donner could do that with Star Wars. Oh, Burn Heal is a Pokemon reference. Dude, I'm not trying to sound cool or like an old man at the same time, but I was into Pokemon when it first came out, and then I got out of it real quick. If you were into it, more power to you. This isn't an attack on you, but I don't like Pokemon anymore. I find it lame and stupid. I can't believe the show's still on. And a lot of times when I meet people at the comic book store, and they're like, yeah, man, Pokemon's so cool. I'm like, it's about a little boy who chases fictional monsters in a fake world and then cries when he loses. And they're just like, yeah, but it's you know, you got to catch them all. No, I caught them all in 1999 through 2001. Shit, from 1999 through 2000, I caught them all, and then I stopped. I kind of completed a binder full of Pokemon cards, every one, all 151 plus bonus cards and all that shit. I was very fortunate that my mom was into it too. She's like, "We'll get them all for you, honey, I promise." And god damn it, we got every Pokemon card, including Charizard and all the holographics. So I just stopped with Pokemon. I got into Pokemon and wrestling about the same time. Man, I know wrestling's lame to a lot of people, but in 1999, nothing was cooler. What happens if Michael Bay directed the sequel trilogy? It'd be decent. You'd have TNA shots, and there'd be a lot more lightsaber action. I haven't been following any of the She-Ra reboot news. It compares it to Mobius and Studio Ghibli. Fuck those people. It's not as good as anything Jean Giraud made. Guarantee it. Maybe they'll copy and trace his worlds. Oh, we're gonna make it like the Fifth Element in She-Ra. You know, don't do this. Make a brand new show that's inspired. She-Ra Princess of Power was its own thing based off of He-Man. Follow that lore. Eternia doesn't look like a Mobius city. Oh, it's supposed to look like Arzok. Oh, that's really progressive of you. 99% of people don't even know who Arzok is or what it is, or Mobius. Have you ever read Mobius' Silver Surfer work with Stan Lee? Probably haven't, and that's fine. That doesn't mean you're lesser of a fan, but I don't like when these places try to hide behind a big, respected name and act like it elevates their entire product. It doesn't. Jeff, Ash never ages, like what the hell? Plus Pokemon legalizes animal death fighting. Yeah, I guess so. And yeah, I guess the games are what matter, but I just don't have time. They're all the same to me. Walk around, do a mission, ride the ferry, ride the boat. Now I can jump. I got my bicycle, Pikachu. It hasn't changed in 20 years. Yeah, you could say the same thing about sports games, but like every Pokemon game's from that same fucking angle. It's slightly 3D this one, it's slightly different here. Cool. If it makes $1 billion, more power to you guys. Nintendo, Pokemon Company, go for it. I'm just not buying anything. Arzok sounds like a component of the space shuttle. It's like a bird thing. But the guy with the pointy hat, I've read it. I like the weird thing is, for as much as I don't own any of it, I'm really intrigued by fantasy artwork, like Conan the Barbarian stuff or Mobius's work. I don't want to read the stories because I don't tend to like the stories at all. But there's something about the worlds that I just like. I will look through the books and I will think about them, and sometimes I will incorporate, a little bit here and there for my own stuff. But have you noticed you haven't noticed that, but when you get anthology and with Stealing Solo, every story I've made so far takes place in the modern world, real world America. Maybe, down the road we'll try something a little more fantastical or fun. Spread my Arzak wings. Pokemon equals FIFA games. Dude, Kendo is the soccer guy. He's the one you want to talk to. Mobius is I read that one. They actually do change up stuff in the Pokemon games. They just don't change some of the key gameplay elements because then it would stop being Pokemon. That same camera angle is boring, but it's fine. It's not. You don't need to change Pokemon for me, Jeff Hicks. Let all those millions of people out there enjoy their Pokemon the way they have been for the last 20 years. I can't do it. It's too lame for me. They're just a bunch of creatures that scream out their own names, and the stories are dumb. I bought into it when it was new. Man, I had the Pokemon, the music soundtrack. I had the soundtrack for the movie. I had the game Yellow. I had Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap, maybe? I loved Pokemon Snap. That was a fun game. I bought into it for a while, and I used to sit and draw little Pokemon characters and shit. And then I stopped. It wasn't cool anymore. Also, the new Pokemon Let's Go game is coming to the Switch. Are getting a lot of hate before it comes out. That's the one where you can be Eevee or something. When did Eevee become a popular Pokemon? I just remember Eevee. It's like, hey, look, it looks like a squirrel, and I don't like it. Scyther was the coolest one. The media won't know, or the media wouldn't know shit they're talking about, let alone the people who like Mobius. They only bring up if it's convenient. Yes, it is convenient. They're looking for somebody like me to go, Mobius, that's interesting. Maybe I should check it out. I like Blueberry. No. If you guys want to learn more about Mobius, there's a really great documentary. I think it's on YouTube still. Just type in Mobius, M-O-B, or M-O-E-B-I-U-S. Is that how you spell it? Yeah, M-O-E-B-I-U-S. Moebuis, and check it out. He's French, so it's mostly subtitled, but you get to see art. And the interesting part about the Mobius documentary, as well as a lot of comic book artists, it's a very solitary life. I mean, I was very thankful that I did Stealing Solo. I'm going to continue to do books, but I'm glad I have this outlet too, because if my life was successful comic books and not a lot of interaction, like I love the interaction we have here on the show and stuff like that, I would not be happy. I like to talk. I like to talk to people, go out and do stuff. I had a great time at a Halloween party, bullshitting with people till 7 a.m. That's just an element of my personality I need. The solitary lifestyle is not in the cards. And Mobius has been married, well, he's dead now, but he was married multiple times and stuff, and he missed out on time with his kids. So Ethan can tell you, it's a labor-intensive job. It's a lot of late hours by yourself just drawing. And it sounds great, and it is great if you can do it where a lot of people read it and enjoy it. But there's a lot of times where it almost seems futile because it's like, oh man, just endless pages in solitude. Thankfully, with technology and the way things are now, it's a different era. But a lot of those guys that people read, they were in their little shitty apartments in New York City, barely making any money, drawing these pages for a company that would make billions off of their work. It's like when IGN would leech off the nostalgia trends for a while, like they're doing with the new Transformers Siege toy lines. I don't know what Transformers Siege is. I just know that the Transformers have the vintage stuff coming back out, and then the stuff based on the Bumblebee movie looks like the old cartoon, and that looks kind of cool. Whenever I hear Mobius, I think of Morbius. Robotnik is better than Eggman. Yes, I agree. A Sonichu live-action movie? Sure, Chris Chan. Maybe you could star in it. Yes, thank you, Father. Believe me, I've read the Sonichu comics, and I follow the saga of Chris Chan. It's next book in a world about that race, sex, politics, religion doesn't matter. The SJW NPC die off the end. That could be pretty fun. That could be fun. What about Jaleel White, aka Urkel? I used to love that show so much. Tell me if this sounds funny. Do you think Tim Curry or Willem Dafoe as Darth Plagueis would have been cool? Maybe Tim Curry before, like a younger Tim Curry, if they would have done that in shit. Tim Curry could have gotten into shape in like the prequel era. That would have been cool. But Tim Curry's had his stroke and a lot of stuff, and he's just too old. Willem Dafoe, I think his sinisterness would be too much like the Green Goblin. So I don't know if that would work. But I like the Tim Curry stuff a lot, actually. Tim Curry was the man. Is he my favorite Pennywise? I don't know. Excuse me, sir. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? I don't know who Sally Acorn is, so sorry, Jacob Kennedy. I apologize. Yeah, let Tim Curry rest. But you could release the Tim Curry Joker audio from Batman the Animated Series, and check that out. Chicken curry for Plagueis. I don't like curried foods. I'm sorry. It's just not for me. Now, folks, if you're thinking about the Batman the Animated Series thing, I'd like to let you know that DC streaming service did actually release every episode mastered in HD. So if the box set is sold out and you can't really put it like this, the box set's worth your time and money, and you get the digital copies. But if $5 or $10 a month is more doable for you, you can get that DC streaming service for Batman the Animated Series. The other shit on the streaming service isn't that good, but I think you may enjoy that show because it's the best. No, I do not love Transformers Alphamar. It's before my time. I like Optimus Prime, and I don't dislike Transformers, but it's just nothing I'm emotionally attached to. Reth Dealing, thank you very much. A womanizing young dude, family killed awfully rude. He took up his sword and killed the whole horde. Guess this game if you can. Womanizing young dude. Okay, so it ain't Zelda. Is it The Witcher or something? I don't play The Witcher, but I'm trying to guess. That seems popular, so I'm kind of out on the. Oh, Sally Acorn was Sonic the Hedgehog's significant other. Oh, okay. Oh, the real life girlfriend. What is the game? Kill the whole horde. Man, I want to know. Oh, you're guessing it's Zelda. But did Zelda ever really womanize? Or did Link ever womanize anybody? He was quiet and saved himself for Zelda. Or he was a little kid and he wasn't thinking about those things. Does DC streaming service have all the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited stuff too? Yes, it does. It has all of that. You know what? Let me show you what it has real quick. I'm not trying to sell you on it because DC could cut me a check. I really wish they would cut me a $70 check for the year I paid. But here's the cartoons that the DC Universe streaming service has, just at a for those wondering. So let's see, movie and TV. Ooh, press inquiries. Maybe they can. I'm the press, right? I have a bigger following than a lot of press. God, Titans is so dumb. Seriously, people, it is hot. It's not even hot garbage. It's just cold garbage at this point. Let's see, Seymour, butts, steamed hams. Here we go. So let's full screen it. Here's the cartoons. Maybe it will intrigue you, maybe it won't. But these are the cartoons that are on here. Let's see, Mareth thank you very much. There may be a few answers, but the one I was thinking of was Ezio from Assassin's Creed. I've never played. I played Assassin's Creed 2 on the original 360. If there's more than the original, but on the 360, I played that game because it was one of the first games with gold. I think I played it and it was fun. I don't dislike it at all, but I didn't, I didn't get into it hardcore or the Assassin's Creed lore. But Mareth Dealine, I'm sorry I didn't get your video game. What I almost said, assembly. Assembly is not the right thing. Your video game limerick. I wish I got it. Ezio wasn't a womanizer. He was Zorro from Spain. I like how people are getting excited for the Superman series from the 40s. That's in public domain, and those are free to watch legally on YouTube. But they did clean those up nicely. So if you guys want to watch that, there you go. But for those listening out there, you got Batman the Animated Series, and you got Superman, you got Justice League, both regular and unlimited, Teen Titans Go, I guess, is somewhere on here. Static Shock, Young Justice, Super Friends, Batman Beyond, Brave and the Bold, Legion of Superheroes, and the Fleischer Superman. I really want to watch Super Friends all the time, but then I realized how stupid the show is. But when I was a little kid, I would go to my grandma's house when she moved in with my uncle, and they had Cartoon Network. And I would watch Super Friends and play with my little Superman figure. Like, yeah, this cartoon's so cool. Now I watch it, I'm like, man, facepalm. But this was right before Superman the Animated Series was going to come out. And once that show came out, nothing mattered. That is the best. Like, I love the Christopher Reeve Superman himself. I think he's great. I miss him. But I prefer Superman the Animated Series as my definitive Superman. Swinging Cod says, how do we sign up for the veteran stream again? Thank you very much, Super Swinging Cod. All you got to do is shoot me an email, worldclassbs@mail.com, at thebestmail.com, and just tell me that you want to be part of the veteran stream. It's on the 10th of November, next Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. An email will work. It's not a Patreon thing. I just, I've learned that a lot of our listeners are either active military or veterans or stuff like that. And it'll just be a nice way to say, hey, thanks. And I'm glad you guys really like the channel. You can tell me, how you consume media in the military type of thing. Because Joel would always talk to me about the on-base theaters and stuff like that. And I found those interesting. So Swinging Cod, all you got to do is just email us and we'll take care of that. Hey, Jeff, is the Batman on the streaming service? No, it is not. Everything you see here is all that they have. This is all the animated series. Batman Beyond is right there next to Super Friends underneath Static Shock before Batman Brave and the Bold. Won't invest in either DC streaming or Disney, reason being that there won't be any classic Kung Fu movies. Man's got to have priorities. Dude, I get it. I kind of blindly bought into this. I was thinking, oh, this is going to be cool. This is going to be great. No, it's not. I'm stuck with it, though. There are no refunds. I got 15 whole months of this. I've never watched more than like an hour of this shit. Like, I'll be out in public and I'll be waiting for something. I would rather read a book. Actually, I'm reading a good book now, but I would do that over watching anything on this streaming service. I guess because it's all stuff I already own. Like, I never stopped watching Batman the Animated Series. Young Justice is right here, down in the corner, next to Super Friends. I guess I'm the opposite. Christopher Reeve Superman is my definitive Superman. No, I like him. He's the definitive live-action one, but that show, because Superman's actually vulnerable, is why I like him. Aragon, thank you very much. Have you seen the new DC AOU movies based on the new 52? They're pretty kick-ass. Death of Superman is the movie BVS should have been. I've seen a good chunk of this now. Those are on here. Hold on. Those are available on here. So we go series, movies. I guess they're just under movies, yeah. Yeah, because there's Gotham by Gaslight, which for some reason, I have it on DVD. It was given to me. But yeah, they got a good chunk of these. And here's the Death of Superman right here that you're talking about, the new one. There was another one that was it's weird that they made this one twice, because there are two Batman or Death of Superman animated movies. They also have Mask of Phantasm, Flashpoint Paradox, Wonder Woman from 2009, Batman Ninja. I'll have to check that out. They do take off certain things because they used to have the Nolan Batman and all the other Batman movies. Maybe this service is shittier than I thought. I thought everything would stay here. Damn it. Folks, you just watched my heart break slowly on the internet because I was like, oh, wait, we can watch Batman 89 anytime I want. No. The opinionated one, I would say that unless you want to watch these things, the service really isn't worth your time and money. There's more. There's a community. You can read comics. But, folks, if you want to read comic books, go support your local comic book shop. Go online to Comics Elite. Do all of those things. DC is fine. They're going to get their money. But, help, I think help the Rock and Roosters of the world. The stores where people sink their life savings and their heart and their soul into these stores. And they build this community. And people go in and they buy and they game and they do all these things. And I think the NPCs of the world just don't ever pay attention to the good people that their garbage hurts. Well, if they believed what I believed, it wouldn't matter. It's not even that they disagree. I mean, my local comic book guy, I'm not going to get into stuff, but he's, not really political and all this stuff. His beliefs would never hurt anybody. But these people online are going to sour comic books. The people that make the books are going to sour the listeners, the fans, the readers. And then they're not going to buy it. And then, at the bottom, the guys that run these shops are going to go out of business because some self-righteous douchebag has to ruin Spider-Man or Iron Man or Captain America or any of these characters. They're going to go out of their way to imprint their identity on the character. You know what? Go make your own book. Go hire a writer or go hire an artist and go make your own book and see how it works. Doesn't. You're just hiding behind a legacy and a lineage of great characters that came before it. Batman Ninja is terrible. Don't waste your time. I'll have to check it out. No, there's no Batman 66 because that is owned by Fox. That's why it took forever to come out on Blu-ray. These are all Warner Brothers releases, but that's a Fox TV show, I believe. Captain America ruins Captain America. The actor, I mean. Yeah, I've heard he's overly political. I've made sure not to watch those things because I really buy into the character. and I buy into the MCU. And I think the only character or the only actor that I've been exposed to their stupidity, hypocrisy, and bigotry is Brie Larson's. And that's why I'm so hesitant. I don't want to sound like a hipster, Jeff, but I don't care for streaming at all. I always prefer physical media because you get to keep it forever in your own hands. I prefer physical media too. Like I said, I got this as an experiment to test it out for the channel. The only thing I like about streaming is the stuff that never gets released on home video. So I know people don't like wrestling on this channel. Tough shit. Here's another analogy. The WWE Network has stuff that has never, ever been released, like episodes of Raw and SmackDown, shows that aired on TV one time 20 years ago, and maybe they'll put a certain match or two on a DVD box set, but they won't give you the full show. If you have the streaming service, well, you have the full show. And while that doesn't sound enticing enough for some people to drop $9.99 a month, and that's fine, it is good for that. This, on the other hand, you can buy everything on here. Maybe in weird box sets like the Super Friends, but you can still get it. Basically, this is just an aggregation of pre-existing home video releases. Let's see. Mareth Dealine, thank you very much. This story is a sight to see. Has a book, TV show, and movie. Has kids facing fears despite their young years. I guess if you can, and you'll see. See if you guess. Books, movies, TV shows. Kids facing their fears. It's not A Nightmare on Elm Street. Is it Stranger Things? Is it Stranger Things? That's my guess. Because there are Stranger Things comics. Oh, no, there's movie. No. Okay, so it's got to have a movie, a TV show, and a book. Huh. It ain't Stranger Things because there's no Stranger Things movie. Kids facing fears despite their young years. Guess it if you can, and you'll see. You'll see. Is that part of the... Oh, everyone's saying it. Oh, damn it. I wish I would have thought it was it. Damn it. I'm going to go with it. Is it it? It looks like it's getting ready to time to close out our stream. Folks, it's Goosebumps? I'm waiting for Mareth Dealine to give us clarification. I'm going to guess it, because it does have a book, a TV show, and a movie. And they're facing their fears. Yeah, because that's why Pennywise scares you. Yep, it's it. Okay. Damn it, I wish I would have thought about that for a second. I love it so much. You know, it's funny. I sat and said to you guys at the beginning of the stream, I'm burnt out on Halloween. I'm tired of this shit. Blah, blah, blah. Now I'm like, man, I could really go for some It or the original one. Damn it. Damn it. I heard that Stranger Things Season 2 is politically correct. Is that true? Not to my recollection. I guess they're trying to make 11 whatever. Season 2 was fine. They added a new girl to the group, but she's like a tomboy girl who comes from an abusive family, so it makes sense that she'd be the way she is. But I don't really remember it. I, for some reason, owned the Stranger Things box set on Blu-ray. I got it from Target real cheap on Black Friday, but that's about it. I should get my friend Veronica on the stream to discuss Fallout 76 and its beta problem. I don't know if she knows about the beta problem, to be honest. She's really sick right now, so it would be for a while. It wouldn't be for a while. Let's see. Goosebumps. People are still guessing with Goosebumps. I liked Goosebumps. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Oh, do we want to go a couple extra minutes? We could. Press 1 if you want me to go. What's on my Black Friday shopping list? 25 Xbox One X's. I'm going to build a supercomputer. No, I'm not. I'm really saving up all my money to move. Just flat out move. That's what's important with me in life right now. Not going to buy a car or anything dumb like that. It's like I could buy a car out of Stealing Solo or something stupid. But no, I'll drive my shitty car and I'll keep moving forward because I do have to move. So Black Friday is going to be kind of a... It's not that I'm trying to... I can't do anything I want, but what do I need? Maybe I'll pick up a couple cheap Blu-rays. like Infinity War or something like that. If Infinity War is like a $7 Blu-ray, I'll pick that up. If Deadpool 2 would be like 7, I'll pick up the big movie hits real cheap on Black Friday. Maybe WWE 2K19 because it's $30, normally 60. But that is that is what the situation is right now for my Black Friday. Set up your 4K, Jeff, says Alec Munoz in a super chat. Well, thank you very much, Alec Munoz. It is still sitting in the box. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait to move and set it up. It'll be like, hey, I got a house and I feel great about my life, but now here's the 4K TV. See, now I know a lot of people are saying how they'll stay in bed for Black Friday. I actually enjoy going out on Black Friday. The crowds, I like all that stuff because you will make line friends. And if you don't know what a line friend is, trust me, go wait in line for something. You'll make one quick. I made line friends for the Nintendo Wii. And here's a story I don't think I've ever told on the show. So 2006, I'm a senior in high school. And this was back when I worked at Rally's. And so my boss was cool. He would make me work Friday night, but he'd also have me work Saturday morning. So basically at 4 p.m. on Friday, I had the whole weekend off, the rest of the weekend off, including Sunday, and I didn't have to do shit. So it was cool. So we used to hang out with this guy named Jim. He had a van. This was I didn't get my license until early 07 when I was 18 because my mom bought me a car, actually. So we were out on a Saturday night, hanging out, went and got something to eat, probably McDonald's because we were all poor high school kids. And we're at Toys R Us, and I'm like, man, I'm looking for the Wii. And they're like, well, Best Buy has it in their ad this week. It's going to be coming out. And I was like, maybe that's true. My friends were like, how could they know? So we're driving by, and there's a line of people outside waiting. There's like 3 or 4 people. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to have the Wii. Let's go. So I went over and waited in line all night, like from like 7 in the night till like 11 the next morning. But while I waited in line, you just became friendly with people. Like this couple behind me, they were vegans, and I didn't know what vegans were at the time. I still don't, but that was the first time I ever met a vegan. And like, I remember this lady was like, oh man, it's so cool, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, lady, I'm number 4 in line. And they said there's 18 of these things. So if you want to go, I'll hold your spot and all this shit. So you make these line friends. And on Black Friday, you make them too, because people are cold. They want to buy their shit. Somebody will make a joke. You'll laugh. You'll start talking. So I enjoy that aspect of Black Friday greatly. So Dan and I will get up and we'll go. I'll pick up Dan. We'll usually go to Best Buy and Target, pick up some shit we don't need, but are gonna buy. And we'll go to Waffle House. And then Black Friday, I go to this festival thing called Test Fest. It's out on a farm in Indiana, and we go shoot. Oh, I've never fired a gun, but they go fire guns. I get really drunk. I'll eat random different delicacies, like I ate venison or this or that, or all these different meats. They were terrible for my stomach. But yeah, I love Black Friday. I like it more than Thanksgiving almost because my family is just okay. I should do a Black Friday live stream. Okay, you guys could super chat what you want to pick up for the channel. Jeff, you really need to get this 7-speed blender from Hamilton Beach. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you, Ref Dealine. I'll pick it up. Just something. I can do some stuff like that. That could be fun. The mob videos. The funny thing is, guys, I'm bigger than almost everybody you'll meet. So nobody, like in a mob, it takes like 4 people to knock me over. But usually they're just, oh shit, that guy looks angry. That guy looks angry. Easiest way to define a vegan, they don't eat anything with eyes. Well, potatoes have eyes. Do they eat potatoes? Black Friday Lives Matter. I should wear a t-shirt that says that. I'm going to take a screenshot of that one. I'll print my own t-shirt that says Black Friday Lives Matter, and I'll wear it while I'm Black Friday shopping. We'll see if I can incite any calls of racisms. Actually, no. People are pretty even-keeled around these parts, so they're not really going to cause any problems. Black Friday is such a racist term. Is black people appropriating Friday better? I'm joking. I know you're joking. I know you're joking. Pick a more chaotic Walmart store available and do a live stream from there. You'd be surprised. That shit usually only happens in New York. Here in Ohio, people are just like, I want this TV and that TV. And then other people are like, I just wanted to get away from my families. So people aren't really going to fight. You know, they give out their tickets, they wait, because that looks bad for a company. I mean, people died at Walmart in New York a couple of years ago. Walmart does not want that. They send out all these stupid corporate edicts. Do not do this. Do not allow this thing to happen. Blah, blah, blah. Guess it means no black eyed peas for vegans either. Sorry, but you're not Black Friday enough. That's great. That's great. I love it. Oh, man. So I shouldn't even go to Black Friday. No, Apollo Creator. I'll do what I want. Whatever. Whatever. I do what I want. It's fun. It's always fun for me. I'm never dying to look for anything. Plus, if you really want to get good deals, you can get them on Amazon and other places too. It's just something to do. It's a tradition. I don't get to trick or treat anymore, but I'll Black Friday shop and go to a good breakfast. So that's what I want. If there's a Black Friday, no White Friday. Why no White Friday? That is a question only time will tell. But I'm guessing it's something to do with if you're not black, well, you're in the red, and nobody wants to celebrate Red Friday. That just sounds really gross. It's Red Friday. Jeff petition for White Saturday, Mexican Sunday, Asian Monday, Gay Tuesday, Lesbian Wednesday. I'm not going to say it on air, but if you go watch Zach and Miri Make a Porno, they talk about Black Friday and something Tuesday. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It should be called People Friday. Isn't every Friday? Isn't today People Friday because we're all people and it's Friday? Black Friday is something you would celebrate in February. I concur. You could. I mean, I love a good sale in the dead of winter just as much as anyone else. I will brave the storms just to save $200 on a TV. $200 is a big deal to save on a TV. Remember back in the day, it would cost you $1,000 to get one of those shitty tube TVs? Not anymore. Tanae, thank you very much. It's Turquoise Thursday. Turquoise Thursday. I like that one too. Kill. I don't know what that is. No, but I'll live stream. I'm going to do a live stream from my local toy store, the vintage one. I'm going to live stream from the comic book shop. I'm going to do a lot of fun live streams. I think I need to go out into the world, leave this little office, and go record stuff in public. You know, just find some community-based things that we all are interested in, and then we could, I think a live comic book store stream would be fun. Maybe they'll let me go in. They'll probably let me go in before they actually open, so people won't get into the frame. I'll talk to them. Should they would stay open a little later, maybe half an hour, so I could do that too. We could do that. So I remember 1994 computers with fat monitors cost over $1,000. I got a computer in '96, an old AptivaWare IBM. That thing, my mom paid a lot of money for it, and it was huge. The funny thing is about old technology is that people spent so much money on it, and then they refuse to get rid of it. It's like, I bought this computer in 1996 for $1,300. It's like, or $2,000. It's like, I know you did, and that was a lot of money, and you went to Sun Electronics, and you still have the receipt, but this is a Windows 95 computer. It doesn't even have a Pentium processor in it. It's like really, really dated, and it only has a CD-ROM, and it still has a floppy disk drive. So if you want to play your old DOS games, more power to you. But I need Wi-Fi, and so your computer means nothing to me. What if you could make your own little Toys R Us? That'd be fun. The only thing is I wouldn't want to work there. I would just want to walk through it and be like, what do I want to buy? And then, buy some Marvel stuff maybe. That's all I can say. DOS games, LO. Yeah, old school. DOS box, my man. I'll have to get into that. I really want to play Indiana Jones and the Atlantis one. I can't even think of a fucking name off the top of my head. I apologize for what it's not called. Fate of Atlantis. There we go. That's what I want to play. So, guys, I think I'm going to call it a show. But let's meet back here on this channel. Well, you know what? Let's try to do a stream over the weekend and see if we can get the thing monetized. It doesn't take too much, and we can get it monetized, and we can get Good Morning Pop Culture on its own thing. I think we need to just cut the cord and put Good Morning Pop Culture over there and get this channel back to the greatness it deserves, because it is the premier voice in Star Wars criticism and entertainment criticism. And everyone needs to know that we're here and we're going to do it better than anyone can with world class. So, folks, thank you to everybody who has joined us this morning. Yes, I'm laughing at that Sunday Bloody Sunday joke. But yeah, thank you to everyone. Guys, over the weekend, check out all our videos. I've been putting out single release videos. They're not getting the traction they deserve, so check them out. And make sure you listen to last night's World Class Bullshitters. It was one for the ages. So thank you to everyone who joined us here on Good Morning Pop Culture. I'll be back on Good Morning Pop Culture's own channel Monday morning, 7:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is that a good time? Should we start earlier? I don't know. I really wish I had it in me to get up and do like a Bob and Tom style early morning. Oh, we start at 6 and you're on your way to work. And I tell you this too. I'll tell you this. I want to do call-ins on its own channel. So if you ever want to call in and stuff, we're going to figure out how to do that. But I would like to do call-ins and do like a kill stream style thing live on Good Morning Pop Culture to make it more interactive and a lot of fun. So I know you guys will want to call in and talk, and I think that's the best way to do it. Super chats are awesome and they're not going away, but the call-in too could be a benefit. Maybe we'll have it for the people that are on our Discord server. You guys will have access to call into the show. We can do that. So when there's no more IQ, no more room in IQ hell, the NPCs walk the earth. They're already walking the earth. Oh, it's funny. That's kind of the concept I had for the comic. NPC zombies. White privilege. This and that. You know, I would watch that. I would make that. I should make that. Let me know. We'll get that together. I don't have any Discord info yet. I don't have any Discord info. That is Nick. He's been taking care of that with our friend Tim Riggs. But I'll look into some Twitch. Maybe I'll pop up tomorrow. That's all I can say. Maybe I'll pop up tomorrow. All right, folks. Well, thank you for watching. The Discord servers you are on are crap. Well, don't worry. Ours are going to be moderated only by us, and we actually have gone out of. We're gonna make it the best one out there. Make people really want to get involved with that. Let's see. Be warned, Wall Street Journal's after the kill stream for super chats. That's fine, but I'm a minority, and I'll call the Wall Street Journal racist, and then I'll call up a couple news organizations and say how they target minorities and how we're trying to better our community and that they're a hateful group that will not let the colored man progress in America on the internet. So don't worry. The Wall Street Journal is going to be called to task if they try that shit. All right, we'll see you guys next time. I'll have a video maybe tomorrow. So see you next time.